Another day, another video. Too bad it's the same day, but it's a different video.
You don't have to tell people that.
We're wearing the same clothes!
Maybe we
should just barrage them.
Maybe our whole closet looks like this.
That would be sad. I like how you looked at that closet, and my clothes aren't even in that closet. My clothes are in that red suitcase right there.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry. Okay. So, with us, like, using all of these devices and whatnot, I was thinking of technology nowadays and education.
Don't use nowadays. What are you, a goddamn old grandpa?
I am 22.
Nowadays. We're both 22.
Hey.
You just turned 22.
I did. So, what are your opinions on the value of an education in today's technological world?
Well, considering that I just graduated with my Bachelor of Arts degree, I feel like education is really important. And also college is important, not just because of like, oh, you go to class, you get an education, but also like you go and you meet people and you have this whole big spiel, like you socialize, you do all this stuff. It's not just like you're sitting in a room just learning all day.
Are your spidey senses tingling?
A Pebble smartwatch, you should sponsor
Brought to you by Pebble!
Brought to you by Pebble smartwatch. I like your watches, thank you.
I don't have one. I have a
Swatch.
Swatch.
It's called a Swatch.
Thingy.
Because of Swiss and watch combined.
As you were saying. Before the sponsorship. Commercial.
That's not really a sponsorship, I wish. But
one day.
I don't know, like, because we have this increase in technology, we do, I guess some things aren't taken for how they were before. It would just be like a trade, like, my dad's a carpenter. I don't know carpentry, but I've picked up from what he's taught me. He's taught me. Jesus Christ. I have a degree in English.
You can't talk today.
I have a degree in English. But I have a degree in English.
Hey, third time's a charm.
And it means absolutely shit. No, I'm kidding. It means a lot. It means a lot to me. It shows that I put in the time and the effort and the work.
But is it worth it?
Yeah, because I've also met a lot of people. I've also got a couple jobs. And I wouldn't have done that if I just graduated from high school and just stayed in Kissimmee.
But, okay, so bringing along the technology aspect of it, though, there's a lot of things that you can find online. Like, you can learn so much through the internet.
Oh, yeah.
That I feel like you could have, in some way or another, learned everything that you learned in class.
But the thing is, with a degree, you get the justification of accredited university behind you.
So, what do
you have, like, it would be like your mom saying that you're amazing at speaking Spanish, or like, a professor at a university saying you're amazing at speaking Spanish. Like, there's that, like, that authority, that ethos behind it, that credibility source, that credible source.
Okay, so, but how do you feel like the landscape would change if employers started saying, okay, you need either a bachelor's degree in English or equivalent experience?
That's like
how
most
would
of the
you
jobs I'm applying to.
Exactly. So how do you feel about an employer basically saying like, oh, you didn't need to spend all of that money on your degree. You didn't need to spend all of that time in class.
Yeah, but normally that equivalent experience is from somebody that's been. It's either like. Hey, there's a garbage man. It's either a degree or equivalent experience, which is normally 5 to 6 years experience in the field. So it would be either longer time doing that job, which means you've already done that job.
Yeah.
So you have experience with it. So like you were an editor before.
But what about that money? Hashtag that money.
Hashtag that money. We should have a video. Hashtag that money.
You know, I guess what I'm trying to get at is the financial side of it. Like, school is so expensive in America
School
that
is very expensive.
If all employers just start doing that, where they're like either a bachelor's degree or equivalent experience.
Yes, but the
value of school is going to it may go up just for the fact that not everybody will start going to school.
But the thing is, you have to prove that you have that equivalent experience, and normally the only way to prove that you have that equivalent experience is through a previous job.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be like, oh, I have 6 years of Photoshop experience because you taught yourself through tuts, but you've never. Both of us. I taught myself photography through tutorials, and I've been published. So
I haven't.
You don't need formal schooling to be.
I'm not as cool as he is.
But you just. It all depends on like what you're trying to do and where you're trying to do it. You have to figure the market that you're applying into. If I'm applying to a job in North Dakota, I might have a higher success rate.
Nobody lives there.
Because nobody lives there. Than applying to like New York or Orlando because there's more people.
Okay, so let me bring this up then, because
you should be an Uber driver.
This is an
we should be Uber drivers.
This is an example.
Just a video crazy
that I'm going through right now, like within my field. So I'm doing IT, right?
Yeah.
Within IT, there's the CompTIA certifications that you can get. A lot of people argue that
I'm being extremely rude. Come on, you fucking talk. I'm listening.
Oh wait, I'll be like that teacher in elementary school.
Elementary school, really?
Middle school, every school. Speaking of education.
Speaking of education. Damn it! Now I completely forgot what I was gonna text.
Hurry up.
Keep going. I can multitask. Stop being a bitch.
All right.
This is gonna be a 30-minute video because of 20 minutes of you being a bitch.
So there's the argument that you can get an education not an education. You can get the certification by just reading a book and taking the test.
Yeah.
But you don't have the physical experience doing those things.
I'll put it over here.
So when you go and get employed,
yeah,
the employer's like, okay, you need the certification, but what does that really prove? It just means that I've read the book and I know the information. I know the curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no idea how to physically work in whatever field I'm going to be in. So, I mean, is that justifiable? Like, hey, you just need a certification to do such and such?
Well, like having a certification means you're educated in a certain thing.
But you can't physically do the work. Like, you don't have the experience with the work. You have the experience with a textbook and just what you've learned, but...
you still have the... You don't have the hands-on experience, but you have the experience of it being taught to you.
Mm-hmm. So you're kind of like halfway there.
Basically.
Which is pretty much what that is. But, I don't know. I just feel like with colleges offering, like, free classes online and everything, you can just get so much out of the internet. But the other part of it is...
That's not like all the things.
I guess...
They're not offering all the classes, they're offering a couple.
They aren't. But there's so much on the internet that you could just find.
There's no way to bridge that gap. I know what you're saying. Yeah. Like, you have you have the college, and then you have the online stuff. There's no way to physically connect the two.
Yeah. And I guess because, I mean, there will always be that fact that just having that piece of paper that says you have a bachelor's will always separate you from those people that, they haven't gotten that education. Because ultimately employers still look for that, and that's what sets you apart from everybody else.
Definitely.
But, I mean, how much do you value your education? Like, do you feel like it was definitely worth it, or do you feel like things
my education or the whole experience?
Everything. The whole experience.
I value the whole experience greatly.
Why?
It grew me a lot. I wouldn't have met the people who I've met the connections. Grew in photography a lot more than I would have if I just sat here. I got a couple jobs where I met some really great people. Yeah. I just feel like we wouldn't have been doing the same thing if I didn't go.
I mean, like, for me, I guess it
also felt really good to get away. Away from here.
That's what's so interesting, because I have a completely different experience. Because, number one, I went to a community college, and I still am. Number two, technically it's a college now. I
graduated from Florida State University, and
I have an associate's from Valencia College.
It was a community college. Now it's a national
But you see, like, and you kind of have to separate the two, because I still live with my parents.
I moved back in with my parents.
I commute to school just because it's so close. But I have not made a single friend from any of the classes that I've taken. From the from the 2 years that I've been there.
And you complain about my phone!
Let me silence this real quick.
You're an ass.
I have not made a single friend.
Mm.
I mean, and I don't like. I'm a sociable person. You know, I don't. I'm not that creep that sits in the corner and like makes a hit list. But that experience, I guess, it was just different because I wasn't away. I didn't have any roommates. I didn't have anybody else to just kind of be like around all the time. So
Yeah,
I mean,
but you've also worked a job, and do you consider some of those people your friends?
yeah, I do. But
And you also live with your brother, and you're a male, so you have that like
Yeah.
connection.
I still have that family connection, and I still have the whole coworker thing. But it definitely does not beat going to school and that whole experience. Like that's something I haven't gotten.
Yeah.
That would have been obviously cool to have, but
Don't worry, I'll help you make it up.
one day. And it makes it even worse because I'm about to start taking my bachelor's classes online. So that about wraps this up because I have no friends. And yeah, did you have any other input for your education?
No. Did you really write that? No, you put education.
I put education. So, what is this? Are we in the third video?
Yeah.
Damn.
Go to college.
Go to college.
It's worth it.
It's definitely worth it. A lot of employers are looking for that. Unless you want to work retail your whole life, don't
Your
do
whole
it.
life.
Your whole life, don't do it. I work in retail right now. It's not where you want to be.
Unless you could work your way up the ladder.
Unless you want to be in corporate, but you don't want to stay in a store. Like you don't want to.
You don't want to be the person that works on the floor all day.
Yeah, you don't want
For the rest of
to
your
keep
life.
flipping burgers with a minimum wage. Another topic for another.
Unless you're making $15 an hour,
Unless
because
you're making
that's
$15 an
not
hour.
goddamn bad. I flip burgers for $15 an hour.
But yeah, go to college, get your degree, because ultimately people want to see that piece of paper.
Even if it's a
That says
liberal
it.
arts, like mine's a liberal arts, but I didn't go for a science because I didn't want a science degree. But I would say that I have a greater command of like other subjects. I'm computer proficient. I have a certification in computer proficiency. And like if you put me against somebody that has like a science degree and we're going for like a general job, I feel like I'm more suited because I have a greater command of the English language than somebody else does.
Mhm. I'm about to cry. That was so good.
He crosses, he fades back, shoots the three.
And like and subscribe.
Oh, that was good. I like how you played that off.
I'm so cool.